Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, what's up? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post a new video every week. So today we're going to be talking about policies. Every technician should have some form of policies when it comes to their business. So whether you have an actual storefront, a studio, you're in your house, you should have some type of policies. So even if you have it on your booking site, on your Instagram page, somewhere, you should have a set of policies and guidelines so your clients are aware of what to expect, their expectations when booking, when scheduling, and when they show up for their appointments. So how do we create a policy for our business, and what are the things that should be included? So I'm going to be doing a two-part video. So in this video, we're going to be doing some of the basic things, and I'll be going over that. So don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post the next video, where we're going to be discussing some other things in part 2. So how do we create policies and what should be included? So we're going to get into all of that in this part right now. So first and foremost, what are policies and why do we need them? So policies are a set of rules or guidelines for your business that's going to help govern its actions. So why do we need them? Basically, answer any questions that a client may have. Again, while they're booking, what they can expect, what are the expectations, what are some of the things, the standards that you are holding for your business. This is why it's crucial to have some form of policies listed, again, on your booking site, on your Instagram page, anywhere that they can see them. This is also going to help alleviate any issues that could arise during a service for your business. We want to nip all those problems in the bud. So if you have these policies listed, they can't say, I didn't know this. I didn't know this was happening. I didn't know you, blah, blah, blah. It's in my policy. So now the thing is, whether your clients choose to read them or abide by them or not, that is their business. But you have them and you can say, especially with a booking site, because this is the one thing why I, again, recommend a booking site, because I have it on my website where they have to check off that I read the policies, I read the guidelines, I read this. So you click that button, whether you knew what you were clicking or not, you agree to these terms, you agree to these policies. So again, we just want to make sure that they know what's what, and it also covers us. If you don't have a booking site, you can easily, again, put it on your Instagram page. Or if you are doing DMs while you're doing your appointments, you can shoot them a long text or a long message, a screenshot of it. You can have it printed and place it at your actual business. You can do all the above. As long as they see it and it's out there, then they can't say that they didn't know. So what is included in policy? So the first thing we just want to have is our basic information. So this is going to be your hours of operation. What times do you work? What days do you work? Where are you generally located? Again, I don't recommend putting a full address on a booking website or Instagram page. If I say, I'm in Queens, New York, I'm in the Bronx, New York, I'm in Tarrytown, New York. Okay, they can get detailed information, but we don't want to put our actual address just for safety reasons. I never recommend that out there on a booking site or on our Instagram. So we're just going to have generally where we are located. Your contact information. How do you want people to reach you? By a phone number. Some techs don't like to put their phone numbers out there, but you can put your phone number. They should have your social media handles. They should have your email. All different ways that somebody can be able to contact you. And obviously the business name. We want to just put that out there. This is where you're at. This is where you're coming to. So that should be the first thing, obviously, that you should have up is your business name. Also included are going to be, again, now the actual booking policies. So this is going to include your deposits, rescheduling, squeezing in your cancellations, and all that stuff. I'm going to get into it in a minute, but your booking policies, this is super important. So we want to make sure that is the second thing that we are listing in our policies. And then lastly, any other important information that you want to put out there. So like your lateness, your no-shows, cancellation, any special requests that you're asking, your payment methods, all that other important information, we want to include that as well. Okay, so when it comes to your booking policies, let's break each one down and talk about how we're going to kind of craft this for our own business. So the first thing we want to talk about is your deposits. If you are doing deposits, how much is your deposit? Does it go towards the service? It sounds funny and you're like, what? But there are people that have people put a deposit and it doesn't go towards their service. So this is something that you should state. Don't assume. We never assume. Always assume when you're writing these things that people, this sounds messed up, but people don't have common sense. Always write something like no one has common sense. I'm breaking it down because there'll be someone that says, oh, well, I thought it went towards my service, or, oh, I didn't know this, and that. We want to make sure this is the point of policies. We're trying to alleviate all questions asked. So if your deposit goes towards your service, say that it will go towards your service. How much is it? Is it going to be a percentage? Is it going to be a dollar amount? We want to get specific. Be as specific as you possibly can when you're writing down this information. Is the balance going to be paid in cash? Do you take credit cards? Do you take Zelle, Cash App? How is that balance supposed to be paid? Again, don't assume. So sometimes people want the deposit with a card, but they want that balance paid in straight cash. So specify how you want the balance to be paid as well. Also, is this deposit refundable? If it's non-refundable, make sure you state that. Is it non-transferable? Meaning if they need to reschedule, cancel, or anything like that, the deposit can be transferred. And how many times is it transferable? Once? Is it endless? Don't assume. People will know again. So I like to say deposit is transferable one time, and then again in that time frame. So if I have a deposit, it can be transferred to the next appointment. Is there a cutoff? Is there like a 2-3 week cutoff where the deposit is going to be forfeited? So we want to just think about how we're going to run this and how that could go. So think about that in writing all this out. We want to make sure that, again, we're as specific as possible. The second thing is rescheduling. So how should someone reschedule? Do you want them to be able to just go into your booking site and reschedule? Is there a cutoff? On my website, I think you have 12 or 24 hours before the appointment. They're not allowed to go in and make any changes. They have to contact me directly to reschedule their appointment. So put that out there. When is the cutoff for them to reschedule? And again, is that deposit transferable to that rescheduled appointment? So think about the different scenarios that could happen. And again, don't stress yourself out too much because a lot of times things are going to happen, situations are going to arise, and you're going to have to tweak these policies as things come up. I've had to make many changes to my policies as time has gone on because, oh, now this came up and I didn't think about that until it happened. So we want to just kind of cover our bases. And then again, being able to kind of tweak it or switch it out, that's just what we can do down the road if that happens, if we need to do that. So I had a situation where I had a customer, she had several appointments booked out in advance for a couple months. She came like every 3 weeks. So she booked like her next 2-3 appointments out. And all of a sudden she had an incident where she needed to cancel all of those, but she had a deposit for each one of those. So when that happened, it made me think, okay, well, it's not going to be fair if she reschedules like months and months down the road. Like, how long can I hold this deposit for? Boom, I had to go in and add, you have 3 weeks to reschedule your appointment before your deposit is forfeited. So again, that was a situation that came up that made me think about it because she's thinking, okay, well, I can just get a refund. No, I have it as non-refundable. Okay, well, I don't know when I can reschedule. Well, you have until 3 weeks, and again, it sounds messed up, but I'm running a business. If I did that favor for you, then I got to do it for somebody else, or you tell a friend that I did this for you. So we just want to make sure that we're kind of like, we can't be that lenient. Business is business, unfortunately. People do understand and they have to respect that. So she had 3 weeks to reschedule those appointments or the deposit was going to be forfeited. Another incident I had was when I canceled on a customer because I was sick. And so she had her deposit, she had her appointment. I canceled on her. And then she texted me and she wanted to rebook her appointment. Mind you, this was like 3 months later. And I was like, I can't value that deposit from like 3 months ago because I have on my websites and my policies that you have 3 weeks to reschedule that appointment. So even though I'm the one that canceled on her, she still had 3 weeks to reschedule that appointment. You cannot text me 2-3 months later, like, so about that appointment, I think I want to come in now. It doesn't work like that. The deposit was forfeited, and she understood it was no drama. It wasn't anything, no bad blood, but this is why we have to put things in our policy. I felt bad, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Another thing is cancellations. So when it comes to cancellations now, how long before the appointment do they have to cancel? Do they have 24 hours, 12 hours? How do you want to handle that when it comes to your cancellations? And again, will that deposit be transferred or forfeited? Is it going to be, if they cancel it before 48 hours, the deposit can be transferred, but after 48 hours, the deposit is going to be forfeited? And also last minute cancellations. So if somebody cancels last minute, how do you want to handle that? That was something else that I had to add in later on. I had a situation where a customer booked nails and feet, and for whatever reason, she was running late and she didn't have time anymore. And she's like, you know what? I'm not going to do the pedicure. I'm just going to do my nails. You booked the whole spa pedicure. That blocked my schedule for, I think, 75 minutes I have it booked for to do the spa. And now all of a sudden you're not doing that. So one, that was money that I thought I was going to be taking in. And two, now you just cleared up space on my schedule that somebody else could have took. So boom, I had to throw in last minute cancellations. So if you walk in here and decide, I'm not going to do my feet anymore, or I'm just going to do this, I'm not going to do this, I have a fee for a last minute cancellation of a single service, because it happened one too many times. It didn't happen a lot, but it started to happen enough where I'm like, I got to put something in my policies about this, because that's not cool. Now I'm sitting here with nothing to do for 90 minutes when I could have took someone else that wanted to come in. So then we have squeeze-ins. If you are somebody that's going to be taking squeeze-in appointments, how do you want to handle that? So we want to make sure that we are being very specific when it comes to squeeze-in appointments. Squeeze-ins usually require either a higher amount, or some people charge a flat rate. That would be up to you of how you want to deal with it, but just make sure that you are charging more for a squeeze-in, because again, I'm extending myself beyond my normal business hours to accommodate you. So people are aware of that. They have to pay and deal with it however you choose to deal with it, or however you want them to deal with it. But be mindful that squeeze-ins can sometimes take more time and be a little bit inconvenient. So again, we want to specify my squeeze-in times are this, and that, or only take squeeze-ins for these days, or this amount of people per day, or however you want to do with it. Be specific so they know how to handle if they want to contact you and come in outside of your normal business hours. And for that reason, so choose your times wisely when you are considering squeeze-in appointments. No-show appointments, no shows, giving no advance notice. Do we charge? Do we not? Do you block them? How do you want to handle if someone just flat does not show up, does not contact you? We need to put on our policies how you are going to handle with no-show appointments. So way back when I was using StyleSeat, I had, there was no deposit for StyleSeat, but they had to put a card on file, and most people paid their balance with the card on file. And then I had a situation where a customer no-showed. So she straight ghosted me. And so I was like, okay, well, it says you're going to be charged a full amount of the service if there's no show. That was in my policy. So I went into the system to charge her for the appointment. Miss Thing went into the system before I did. I don't know when she did this, and took her card out, so I couldn't charge her. That was another reason why I left StyleSeat and went to another booking system, because that happened, and that really pissed me off, because one, that's disrespectful. No-shows are disrespectful. My opinion is, if someone no-shows, they don't deserve to come back to you. You don't respect me. You disrespected my time. You disrespected my business. I don't want to see you. That person that I'm speaking about, she got blocked. She's blacklisted. I won't ever do her ever again. You will never get another appointment with me. So how do you want to handle no-shows when people do that? So again, another thing is why I like the booking system, because it has a deposit. It keeps cards on file. It's a little bit more secure and guaranteed. You know your clientele. And don't say, oh, well, so-and-so, my customers would never do that. Things happen. And then you have a customer. It wasn't actually my customer. It was her friend. That's what happened. And I end up hearing the whole story later on about what happened, but neither here nor there. How do you want to deal with your no-show appointments when people just straight ghost you? So we also want to make sure we include that. Again, being very specific on what will happen. Your lateness policy, what is the cutoff? Do we give 15 minutes, 10 minutes? Are we canceling after that time? Are you going to charge a fee after someone's being late after a certain amount of time? So that is up to you on how you want to handle that again, but we want to make sure we are including so they know if I'm late and I see a fee, or I am late and you cancel my appointment, you can't be surprised. It's in my policies. You read that. So how do you want to deal with latenesses when it comes to your business? We always just want to make sure we state this again so they know. I have a lateness policy where you will be charged if you are late past 15 minutes. However, I'm a little bit lenient. I put that out there because, again, this is something that I should just generally have on my policies, but I do run late because of nail art a lot of the time. So I always feel guilty to charge my clients a late fee. It's like, how dare you charge me and you made me wait. Sometimes I've had them go somewhere, come back an hour later and stuff. So I feel like that's kind of a bitch move if I charge you $20 for being 15 late when the last time I was 45 minutes late. I just don't see that being fair. So most of the time I'm a little lenient with my lateness policies. But again, it's there, it's stated. So if I do have somebody, for example, that's a new person and they're 30 minutes late, no, I'm not going to feel bad for you. My regulars that I've done stuff to, that's different, but I'm not going to feel bad. It's in my policies. You're going to be charged a lateness fee. So now that we talked about all of that, we are going to get into all the other important information that you want to include in your business policies in part 2 of this video. So again, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post that video. So if you have any other questions about part 1, leave them below. And I will see you for part 2 next time. Thank you for watching. Bye. This is why I don't film in the day. What are they, circling the block? Seriously? They have to be driving around in a circle at this point. Like, this is ridiculous. This is why I don't film in the day. It's so much easier to film early in the morning. Everybody's still sleeping.